Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another video on Lousy Gamers. So I haven't done any videos on War and Order for about 2 weeks. I thought it's a good time to do a video on it. So obviously I have an interview. I'm going to interview a player today who's been playing this game for a very long time. So I've interviewed BunnyKiller, who plays in multiple regions. It has been really a great conversation that I had, and it's always, for me, it's a great experience. Though you hear what I am talking to these people, and I do speak post and pre, right? So I do get this wonderful time with them to ask more questions post the interview. It's really a good experience for me overall. I definitely have to say I'll cherish every moment that I'm having with the people that I'm interviewing. Initially I was not a people person, so I really am a very introverted person. I don't know how I got to have more of these interviews done, so I'm learning in the process as well, and it's a good experience for me. In this particular interview, he had covered quite a good information about making some farms. How do you make more resources? I'm pretty sure most of you will have definitely a better idea on this, but it's always what I hear is it's something new to me every day. So he has kind of covered that aspect, and he also talked more about what can be changed in the game and some of his ideas. It's definitely a good package in terms of the knowledge that he has shared. So if you have any questions to him, you can leave those questions in the comment section. I'll be happy to bring it back to him and get it answered. Otherwise, you can enjoy the interview, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I do play other games, and once in a while I'll do War and Order, so please don't miss those interviews that you may like. And if you like this particular video, please hit that like button as hard as you can. So thanks a lot for all your support, and I'll be back with more videos. Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining us for this interview. I know it's been quite long, so we've been trying to get the time, so finally it happened, and thanks again for joining for an interview.
You're welcome.
Usually the questions are the same as how I asked the other players. The reason why I kind of asked the same question is to get the view from a lot more people. It could be the same question, but the answers might be different, and I definitely feel the new players can learn something. So how long have you been playing War and Order for?
Ever since Realm 31 opened up, 2 years.
And how did you get to know this game? Through its advertisements or friends?
A bunch of us was playing War Z, and there was a bunch of cheaters on it, so we all jumped to this game and started playing this War and Order.
I know you represent a couple of realms. Do you want to walk us through on what realms are you in, and also about your alliance?
I'm in Realm 31 with HKA. They're the most powerful alliance in that realm, and I'm also in Realm 3 with rank SIC, which they're a pretty good alliance too.
Yeah, that sounds good. And about your alliance, is that you guys started off at, in region 31 or realm 31? You guys started off like a small alliance and then it grew, or is there any history behind HKA that you want to share?
When I first started, I was one of the co-founders of FAM, which I have now gave it to some of the younger players that's coming up and moved over to HKA. But we kind of did like everybody else and killed everybody off.
About the game, so you've been playing for 2 years. I'm pretty sure the game kind of gets interesting because of people that we play with. I mean, game aspect is one thing, but people, the communication that we have, it's the collaboration we have with them, that makes it more interesting. Do you have any players, a list of players that you want to talk about that you respect a lot in terms of, it could be knowledge of the game, or it could be the number of years that they play with you?
Yeah, I mean, in in Rim 31, got several good players on there. FG, Kaiser, Elmo, they really make up HKA, and then we have an awesome commander named Hannah, which she in Elite Wars are great, and also got CT, and then people that I gave leadership to and fam, they're taking good care of fam and growing it like I'm hoping they do. I wish we had a third alliance like Rim 3 does, but unfortunately we don't have the players like Rim 3 does.
Talking about alliances, I mean, many of these games, right, be it, we have similar type of genres of game where you have alliances. I think we kind of see the timeline goes where you have a smaller alliance and then everybody gets together, you form a bigger alliance, and then you form a sister alliance, and then you start to have a family alliance where you have 10 or 15 alliances with the same tags and names. Do you think it's something that's good, healthy in a game where you have more friendly in a realm? Or is it better to have a very neutral realm where you kind of fight against each other once in a while so that you keep that momentum going?
I think we should have a neutral rim when we have a little bit of fighting, because Rim 31 is basically we are farm all the time, besides when we have events.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a little fighting, then you wouldn't have too many people quitting.
Yeah.
But if you have a lot of fighting, then people get zeroed out and they quit anyway. So it's kind of a catch-22, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. The balance. You need to have that balance.
They have the balance and stuff, and I'm glad that War and Order is coming out with some new events to try to get people that's in some of these rims to stay instead of leaving.
Let's talk about yourself, and just wanted to know if you want to share. Again, it's up to you if you want to share this with the viewers. What's your power now, and what's your castle level and your lord level, if you want to share?
My castle in 31 is a level 34 with. I just pushed it up to a 27 million today with an event. In Rim 3, I have a level castle 30, which I'm trying to establish myself over there and get me some farms growing so I can bump that castle up and get some more power than I have over there to be able to help SIG. Talking about SIG is an awesome alliance.
Yep, it is.
I couldn't say anything bad. They welcomed me like I was there forever, and I greatly appreciate that.
About your favorite troop type, I know each troop type does have pros and cons, infantry, or you want to use cavalry. But is there any troop that you use the most, and why do you use that? And what do you use that against?
I like to use archers for the simple fact is that nowadays everybody's adding a lot of entries to their front line. So archeries, T10 kills your archeries. The archers kill your entries.
Yep.
So I like to add a lot more of that to my march so I can kill them foot soldiers quicker and be able to hit the back lines quicker. Okay,
and you have more archers in your mix, like you have, say, I don't know, 60% archers and then 30% infantry, and the rest are the rest of troop types, or you have a balance but you use more archers?
I go with about 40% foot, and
okay.
I go, you got to put some cavalry in there to help out, and then mostly archers, then mage.
You talked about the event a while ago, so you said a lot of events coming up, and it's making the game more interesting so people don't quit. What's your favorite event in the game, and why?
I like the Wars. It's really fun. It's more of a team challenge if you think about it, because you can't really go out there and start killing by yourself, because anybody can get zero, don't matter how much power you have. I mean, I've seen SIG is an ideal, and Rim 3, I've seen them zero people with 20, 30 million power, nothing.
Nowadays, I do hear Void Wars are the favorite for all the power players, at least, because it gives you an opportunity to test your troops, and you do have a great collaborative work there. So 10 of you go there and then meet your mighty opponents and fight it out. And any tips that you have on Void Wars that you want to give to power players, or something that you tried and it's kind of working for you? I mean, if you think that you don't want to give away your advantage, you don't have to share, but if you think you want to share, you can.
I have something that, a lot of people always complaining about resource. And in 31, I have show showed some people how to make some order forms. You put them in an alliance that has a good territory bonus, and you zero out all your plots in the middle, so it doesn't make no reserves, and you collect on the daily territory bonus. About 30. I mean, if you got a good bonus, 30, 40 days, you got about 10, 15 million in food and wood.
Yep.
Can boost you up to another level.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. The only problem is that, you know, I don't log on mine because I have a lot of farm alliance that I'm the leader of, so I don't have to worry about it. Some farm alliance don't like people being offline several days. That's the only thing bad about having auto forms.
Yeah, true. That's right. And you started off with the game tips for new players. I would like to also wanted to get some advice from you for the new players. When they start in the new realm, what they should focus on the first time. Do they have to go purely in enhancing their technology, or they should actually quickly build up their resource farms? So what would be the right thing to do at beginning stages? I would say first 3 or 4 months.
First, I would have to say you have to build your science up. Science plays a big part. At 31, my science is maxed. But when I started the game, I started focusing on my resource. So I was able to generate resource for my castle. Then I made me farms and started farming to get where I'm at now.
I also talked about camel games. I've been playing actually a lot of games like Empire Z, and I play other similar genre of games. But one thing that I see different with camel games is they constantly keep updating, and they constantly communicate to the players, and then they do listen and try to change something in the game. So that's what I've noticed. So I would like to ask you 2 things. Number one, what is there something that you have in your mind that Camel can use in terms of feedback from you? That's one. And number 2, is there anything that you want Camel games to stop immediately because that's killing the game?
I know that they're not wanting to merge the rims, and I kind of wish they would merge the rims, but I seen an article in the world chat about why they're not going to merge, and it does make sense why. If they merge them together, then they kill everybody off, and then we're back to the same where we're at now, which I understand their point, and them making new events is making people stay too. So
yeah, no, actually, again, I am not really clear on whether the realm merge is a good idea or a bad idea, because in the other games that I play, the realm mergers actually end up into a stage where they don't have anything else to do, because we had like say 20 realms, and then it now got to 3 realms now, and then the new players, they have another realm that they can join, but it eventually died off because the game should have a component of smaller players, medium players, and bigger players fighting it out. And once the realm merges, all the players gets happy because they can farm the smaller players, and then the smaller players who will contribute more to the alliance, they start to leave, and then it just, at the end of the day, what you have is big power players who can spend, but eventually even they lose their interest in playing the game. So again, I don't know it's how the dynamics of War and Order is going to get to, but it's a good thing that they have to think through this and say if one day they decide that, yeah, we need to merge the realm, they should.
Yeah, I know they can see what's going on in all the realms and stuff, and like our last Vorten Wars, there was only one main alliance. Now, you know, if they can put 3 realms together that has, you know, 2 main alliance and another alliance, I think that will work. Like Rim 3, they have 3 main alliance, and that's what makes Rim 3 so hard to beat, because they have 3 powerful alliance. So I don't know how they work it on Board Wars, but I mean, we have one in Rim 31, we have one main alliance, and we was paired up with another Rim that has one main alliance. So it was pretty easy between both rims, you know. The rest was farm alliance, you know. But the only difference in 31, our fam alliance is working to be our second main alliance.
No, true. So that's actually a good point, because I think how they form the alliance for different purposes, at the end of the day, an alliance is an alliance. So when you get to Void Wars, you get to see all these anomalies where you don't know where to start with in the first place. We are at kind of end of the interview. I would just like to check with you if you have any final thoughts before we wrap it up.
The only thing I was thinking about was about the new rims and stuff. I think they should don't kill off all the new players and start forming 3 main alliances so they can compete in virtual wars, elite wars. If you start killing off everybody, then the rim starts dying quickly.
I think that's the reason why I like Elite Wars, is that you can use your troops, but technically they're not going to die. So you can still have that joy of playing the game with your friends, and still you can keep your power, and slowly you can build it. Once you're ready to go and go for the real world and fight against each other, until then you can still build up and you can still have the joy of beating someone. So I think they should come up with something of these sort of wars, in my opinion, where you don't lose your troops, but you will be using all the buffs, where you can still spend your gems at the end of the day, but you can still keep some of the troops. I think that's something that I would like to see more.
Yeah, and I had made a suggestion one time to War and Order. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, like AOK and SIC are union with each other.
Mm-hmm.
They attack one castle.
Yep.
I like to see them they combine the same troops. In other words, we send in a bunch of troops, and then AOK said, and they join in the same attack.
Yeah.
That's what I think a union is. But if that happens, Rim 3 be very, very deadly.
It is actually one of the strongest in the game. So if that happens, it's going to be unbeatable. So immortal.
Yeah, I agree. But I thought that was a pretty good idea, you know, for the other rims that they don't have not as powerful as Rim 3 is.
Yep, true.
I think right now, I don't think there's nobody on that server that can beat Rim 3.
So that's really good. I really enjoyed this conversation. So I did learn a lot from this conversation, and I hope the viewers will also learn. And as usual, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put any questions that I get from the viewers. I'll ask you, and you can answer, and then I'll go back and give them the answers. And again, if it is possible, if it's not too much of an ask, 3 months, 4 months down the line, we can have another interview, because if there's any game aspects that's been changed by Camel Games, then we can talk about it, and the game aspects, how it's evolving and so on. So that'll be awesome.
I'll be more than happy to. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thanks a lot, BunnyKiller, and have a good evening, and we'll catch up again. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.